Okay, I'm recording on this end. Hopefully you goes well.
So, did the sound work?
Yep.
So, do we want to go ahead and start, or we want to kind of wait?
Michael should be here in a minute. So,
Okay.
don't. Did everybody read everyone else's response?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what all are we supposed to do? Just like
Yeah, we're supposed to spend like 10 to 15 minutes discussing each person's individual response. And then once everyone's done that, we're supposed to, in real time, write the final draft. So she gives us like a multiple ways in doing that. We can like pick which one we think is like the best and just kind of edit that way, or we can like copy and paste from each draft, or we just like write a brand new one. So whatever way we
so we're like supposed to write it right now.
that, yep, in real time.
Okay.
And then, okay, then we can use the SharePoint
I don't know
and
if
create
there's-
one document.
they
It's,
just she just wants one person to write it. So I mean I don't mind typing it if y'all okay with that. Just depends on how we're gonna do it. If we're just gonna like edit one document so we don't have to like
I feel like that's the best way.
yeah.
okay.
Okay, Michael's here. We can start. So, whose paper do you guys want to start with?
Did you guys got mine?
Yep, I read it.
Okay.
So we can start with, I guess Kinsley. Fine. Y'all okay with that? So everyone pull up her draft. Okay. Anyone want to start about opinions about Kinsley's individual draft?
I can start. I went through when I read them. I like highlighted stuff. I printed it off and highlighted stuff. And one thing that I liked about her draft was when she was talking about like promoting internally. She was saying that they should still have to go through the interview process to make sure that they're like the perfect person for the job. So they still have to go through all the steps. They don't just get the job. So I was like, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Another thing was that everyone goes through the training, not just like the group that's lacking.
Okay.
Also, the one that she mentioned to promote internally. That's a good one.
She just
And so I think that's something good to put in like the collective one.
Would you say I couldn't hear you?
That I think that's something that we all had, so that
Yeah.
would be a thing to keep in mind for the group.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
I think like honestly we kind of all wrote about the same stuff.
I mean, I feel like that wasn't that the point, so I don't like I don't know, I'm confused about that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like
Like that's what was the whole first meeting was supposed to be.
yeah,
I guess we
but
pick someone's and then just like kind of revise it and make it how we all want it to be, and then I'll turn that in.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. I'm just trying to like go through like everything that she said on the paper as far as like taking 10 to 15 minutes and discussing the everyone's, even though we all kind of mirrored each other, but you know, she's talking about it has to be like 1 to 2 hours, so we should just, you know.
I mean, if you like, I don't know if I did the same thing that Martez did. Like I went through and took notes of like what I liked in other people's. I don't know if you guys did that, but if you just want to like go over that.
Okay.
Instead of like going through everyone's individually, whatever you guys want.
I think we should just like, since we're already, because I had yours up, so we could just like just say what everyone thought of Kinsley's and just kind of go through each person's paper. Really.
Yeah. So she specifically said that, so we want to make sure we hit that point.
Okay. What about Michael? What did you think about Kinsley's?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I think we hit, like, I feel like she hit all the points that we, like, really went over with in our first group discussion or whatever. I think it was pretty solid. I think it's a good base.
Yeah, I really liked your, like, the last final part, because I think I struggled with like how to end it, and I think you like.
Yeah, that's what I struggled too.
I think I have like a good ending to yours. And let's see.
Because like in the ending, you were saying how it'll benefit the company, but how like it'll benefit the customers as well, not just like it'll
like that.
Everyone.
Yeah, I like the mentioning customers, and I like that you mentioned kind of the loss of morale and like your final issue.
I did highlight that.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good. Yeah.
So now you're supposed to talk about your
any rebuttals, even though we didn't say anything negative about it. So I'm not sure what you're supposed to say, but
talk about it.
Like just about what we said about it, I guess, like to defend your paper, I guess.
We tore you apart.
It's not like we said anything like negative. Like we all liked it. We thought it was good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. We can move on to Martez.
I didn't even print my own. I have to pull it up.
I mean, it's kind of like the same, not the same as Kinsley, right? Am I pronouncing right your name?
Yeah.
Okay. It's, I mean, as I see through all the papers, we kind of like on the same page. We mention every, point that we discussed on the first meeting. So like, for example, the, what's her name? Ainsley. Wasn't, at the office, like daily, she didn't like kind of like pay attention to the business. She would kind of like let it go. Like, and you mentioned that the company growth rate had dropped from 10% to 2%, since back when she was like, working every day, going to the office. So the growth rate was 10, and then now this past years it's dropped to 2%. So this shows like that. So this is a good one that she mentioned. I think I mentioned too. Like, let me see mine.
I think I liked about Martez's paper is that in the second paragraph, you kind of mentioned like having a degree might not make you better work for the job, but having the experience really can make you perfect for the job. I really liked that point that you made about like putting the emphasis on experience. I think like the problem I had with your paper was just like how you formatted the not formatted but how you summarized the first paragraph and then the last paragraph. You kind of wrote it more of like a term paper, and I feel like that took like a lot of space and required more reading when all you did was kind of like repeat what you had already said. So just kind of shortening that last paragraph to like how kind of Kinsley had hers, so just like wrapping it up simple and short with like a couple sentences will kind of make so the whoever's reading it wouldn't have to like kind of read everything that you kind of just said. So just kind of wrapping that last paragraph up a little shorter.
Yeah, the last paragraph is like a summary of what she wrote for the whole paper.
I liked how in I think it's the third paragraph, you like said something about recording the calls and having like the managers review them so that the customer service training is being done properly. So I think that would be something that we should mention.
I like that.
So, is that it?
Let me see. I also like that I think that was it. Michael, you have anything to say about Martez's paper?
I think you guys covered it well because I probably would have said the exact same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Just shorten up the end and I can just wrap it up, you know. I think you go into pretty good detail throughout the whole thing, which is really good. I think just your connotation, your tone stays the same throughout the whole thing, which is good.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's about it. I mean, that's a key thing. I feel like is just kind of having that same tone throughout the whole paper.
Yeah, I agree. I liked your tone throughout the paper as well. I just think like maybe that first sentence was like a little harsh when it says Misha has suffered all around over the years. Like maybe not all around. Like it was just a little like out the gate, a little harsh. But you know, other than that, I think I like your kind of confident tone that you had.
We're gonna take the aggressive approach, I guess.
That's what we said. Be aggressive. Okay, so as far as the introduction, if you read the evaluation page, it says introduction covers the purpose and forecast the contents. So like that's why the introduction was put like that, because I was forecasting what I'm going to talk about in the paper. I mean, in the letter, instead of just getting straight to the point, because it's the bottom line and forecast previews the content. So I'm previewing what I was talking about. So that was why the heading, the introduction, that's why I did the introduction that way. And then the as far as the closing, it says cite the benefits of your recommendation. So that's why like each recommendation that I put, I cited like a bit of it, because like I repeated it, but I kind of like said, this would help out in terms of this. So maybe that wasn't the right way. I don't know, but I was just, that's where that came from.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, you could have, yeah, I understand that. You can always just have like put like what you were saying about stating the benefits. You could have just like maybe added another line to each paragraph, so that final one wouldn't have been so large. But I mean, I understand where you're coming from.
But yeah, so the introduction, I forecast and previewed the content instead of just jumping right into exactly what the paper is going to be about.
Okay. All right. I guess we can move on to Michael's paper.
Tear me apart, guys.
With your paper, Michael, I liked how you said like I would like to propose some solutions instead of just like kind of like I don't know that you believe will help solve.
Yeah,
like
I tried to sound like, oh, I've done this before, you know, like it's worked in the past type thing.
I like that.
I was about to say that I also liked how you mentioned like Kinsley about customer satisfaction and like just kind of reiterating how important the customers are satisfied and tying that in with like the customer service. So, because I didn't do that at all, so I really like that part.
Michael, with yours, I like how you trying to say like they get lazy when the upper management isn't there. I don't know how to use those words.
We could talk
how you like say like the work they don't do as much work, or when the upper management isn't there because she's not.
You don't feel that pressure on you.
Out of office, so but I do like the concept of that.
Yeah, I do think like some of your wording was a little harsh, like because they tend to get lazy, or you put like if you really care about the health of your business, then you would make
that's
more
just the
words.
person I am. That's just my personality
It
showing.
was like, oh, I feel some type of way reading it.
I'm glad
you also mentioned, but if you don't feel like you need to babysit these employees, you need to find a manager they can trust. I was like, wow.
Like, okay.
Get my point across.
But I like the concept, but just I don't know the words. Like the concept is good though. I like how you put like the training was not effective and it must be changed immediately. Like it's kind of harsh, but that's the truth because it's not working.
Right.
So it should be changed immediately. So I like that part. And then like everyone said, everyone should be tested. And then happy customers typically bring in better margins and higher profits. I like that comment.
I like your final paragraph. I think that was really good. I like it improve your employee retention rate and overall health of your business. So I think you summed up everything really nicely in the last paragraph.
And it's good that you mentioned that I look forward to the future we have together. That means that you want to gain additional business.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
I tried to be short and sweet in the end.
I like that.
Yeah.
What about you, Kinsley? What do you think about Michael's paper?
I mean, it has all the same ideas that the rest of them do, but I do like your last paragraph, and I think you were a little mean in some parts. So.
Okay, well, I guess we can move on to Laura's paper. Well, first, I would like to say that with your first paragraph, you're the only one that has something different. I guess because you came a little late that you didn't hear like what we were talking about with the first the first point about the turnover issues, but so I wasn't sure like what you meant about possessing a. Did you agree with the fact that they needed the degree, or did you disagree with that?
Well, I agreed with the fact that they need to have a degree.
Okay.
You said you do think that they need to have a degree?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like you started, once you spoke about degree, you said another aspect of solving the turnover. Once you started that sentence, you didn't really like pose a solution. You just said that you think they did need a degree, but that didn't really change anything because they still had the problem. So I feel like that part was just like you didn't really pose a solution to the issue when you were talking about the degree. But
well, when I read the case, I mean, what I understand is that the general manager was not, okay with the people that were having degrees. Like, for example, he stated that one of, his like managers that were under him was kind of like studying for a master, and he said that if I knew that she was studying for her MBA, I would not taken her. Like, so that, which I wasn't okay with that, because being, for a manager, you should have a degree. So
I think I like the point about the surveys for your customers, so they can give feedback to the employees as far as customer service. So I like the fact that you mentioned that.
I like the bonus salary provided to employees for the good work. So it makes people want to work harder if they get the bonuses. So I like that point.
I like that you mentioned like they should have like weekly meetings, maybe not necessarily weekly, but meetings to like discuss if they're having troubles and like helping each other out and stuff, and then also like sitting down with their manager to discuss like any struggles that they're having.
Communication is key. Then we have like a whole like discussion board about that.
I also think that you should have, like, when you mentioned the growth rate at 10%, I think you could have like expanded on that part of the problem a little bit more, kind of like making that its own paragraph and giving more solutions to that issue. It kind of like the last line in the first paragraph, and it was a little like a throwaway line. So just kind of separating that out and really giving more feedback on that part, I think could have helped.
I kind of like how you ended with the suggestions will help your company solve the current issues and be more profitable in the future. So it's like it helps solve the issues within, but also like, your company will grow all around. I like the monthly meetings about and how you could build a report. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. I guess we can move on to Natasha's paper, which is me.
I like with your paper how in the third paragraph, you kind of like, I don't know, you related to him. I understand, like, I know that it may not be, it was not thorough and stuff. So it's not like you just went in. It's like, I don't know. I think by you just saying, like, kind of relating to them makes people want to, listen to what you have to say a little bit more. Okay. So I like how you use the I understand part.
I like how you set it up too, how you like mentioned the issues first, like all the issues, and then went into the solutions for them. I also like that you put in like doing the customer surveys and then like tying that in with giving bonuses and stuff if they're getting like good reviews and whatever.
Michael, Werla, what about you guys?
I'm reading it right now.
Okay.
I think.
No, like,
Oh,
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think I just really like how you kind of like wanted to like relate, like, because when you say I understand that you are entering into, you know, other adventures, business ventures, but you know.
Yeah, I think that's.
I think you laid it out pretty well.
Perspective, you have to be there. I understand you want to do these things, but it's failing right now.
I'm sorry, you were about to say something, Michael?
I said you laid it out really well, and I feel like it flows really well.
Werla, what about you?
Well, your paper is very good. I mean, you stated all the problems first, and then you discussed it. Well,
Anything else?
I guess.
I like how you talked about the buddy system.
Yeah, I mean that she didn't discuss the kind of like solutions first like we did. She just stated the problems first. Like the first page is basically all the whole issues that they have, and then, you know, when the sentence that she wrote, like after reviewing the facts of your case, and then second page is the solutions of their issues, which is very good.
Yeah, I think when I first wrote it, it was really like your guys' paper is kind of like each paragraph was like problem, solution. But then I reread like her instructions, and she really wanted to like state the problems, then discuss it, and then finally then write your recommendations. So I kind of switched up the format at the last minute and did it like this.
So it sounds like everyone likes your format the best, so that's the one we can edit if you want to, if you guys want.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Wait, does she say that how many pages it should be? I don't
know.
We decided.
She never mentioned. But I mean, if everyone's okay with that, I guess we can just start editing mine to make it the final draft, I guess.
Yeah. I don't mind.
I'll be typing. I'm okay with that. So let's start off with like some of the things that you guys think should be added. Like, let's start with the first paragraph. First of all, you guys like the format that keeps the recommendations at the end, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good.
So what are some of, like, just start, I guess, paragraph by paragraph to, like, edit and add things that you guys think should be added and take away things that we should take away. So I guess we can start with the first paragraph.
I feel like maybe there should be a paragraph above this one just stating like what you're going to be doing instead of going straight into like,
Yeah, I agree.
first sentence being the problem, the first problem, you know what I mean?
Okay, let's.
Just like,
Like an introduction. Like,
So was there any introduction that stuck out to anyone that we could just like copy and paste into it?
Like
we'll say like after reviewing.
I mean, maybe not even like a whole paragraph, maybe just like yeah. Just saying that you're gonna like review.
Okay. I'm looking at everyone's.
What you were given and the information you were given and
like something short.
Yeah.
I liked as far as introductions, I think I liked a mix between Michael's and Kinsley's, even though you guys kind of stated like after reviewing. So I guess which one do you think? Which ones did you guys like the best? Or at least like the first couple sentences of whose? Because I would say Michael's. You know, maybe not word for word, but kind of Michael's first.
Right. Just kind of like stating like you have some propositions that you like bring out.
Yes. Okay, let me copy. I'm gonna copy the first like 3 sentences that he wrote and paste, and then we could just like edit it and make sure it's okay.
We have to make sure that it forecasts and previews the content. So it's just cover the bottom line and forecast and previews the content of what's going to be in the letter.
I mean, I feel like as long as it says we're going to discuss the problems and give solutions, like that's forecasting it. Because it's not like a long enough paper, I feel like, to go through every single problem because it's just going to sound like you're repeating yourself.
Because it's so short.
Okay, so is that part added?
So you say you're copying and pasting the first 3 sentences?
Yeah, kind of. I liked a mix between Kinsley's and Michael's, so I was just trying to figure out a way.
I think I like Kinsley's because like how she was like carefully reviewed the information.
So what do you think would be like a good between Kinsley's that first sentence and then Michael's like top 3 sentences?
Yes. I agree.
I'm just trying to like, I'm not saying like put both of them at the same time, just saying like a way to merge the 2.
can't think of anything. I think we're just gonna have to use one or the other.
How about like let me see, a mix between both of them would be like, I have carefully reviewed your information and let me see, I was giving you that you have. I have carefully reviewed your information and the issues that you have been currently having with your business. It looks like you are struggling, and then finish with the final two sentences of Michael's. Let me see. Carefully reviewed your information.
Or should we say something like the struggles that you're having are coming from a few key areas that I found? Because the reason why they have a consultant is because they know they're struggling. Mm-hmm. So instead of saying like it looks like you're struggling, the struggles, just say something like the struggles that you're having, you know, okay, I found that the struggles that you're having are coming from a few key areas or something like that.
I like that.
I don't know. What do
I
you
like what you just said. Okay, repeat it though, so I can write it.
He says it looks like you're struggling in a few key areas. So just say something as far as like
did you say it appears that you are struggling in a few key areas? Did you say that? Like, what did you say? It appears. It looks.
Or something as far as like the struggles that I have found that the struggles that you are having are coming from a few key areas, or I have found a few key areas that, I don't know, something like that. Instead of saying like it looks like you're struggling, because we know you're struggling, kind of.
So, we got it? Read it again?
I'm typing.
Okay.
Okay, all right, give me feedback. Okay, I have carefully reviewed your information and the issues that you have been currently facing with your business. I found that you are struggling in a few key areas. I would like to propose some solutions that I believe will help solve these issues.
That's all good. I like that.
Yeah.
Wait, can you read it again?
No problem.
Sorry.
I have carefully reviewed your information and the issues that you have been currently facing with your business. I have found that you are struggling in a few key areas. I would like to propose some solutions that I believe will help solve these issues.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Next.
So now we can go back and look at your paper.
Okay, second paragraph. I think.
Well, sorry for that first paragraph, where you say the sentence, Chauncey, your general manager. I think you forgot experience after call center.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that.
Call center. Okay. But other than that, I think we're good with that one.
Okay. Skill disparities. Any problems with this? Another issue, Misha, that paragraph?
I'm kind of like looking it over because I didn't like look it over as like, oh, we're
go
going to
ahead.
use it because I didn't know which one. So,
I mean, I think it's fine. It says everything it needs to say.
I do feel like adding that first paragraph really increased the length. So if you feel like there's parts that could be like taken out because it kind of bumped some of it to the third page, which I don't think we should go over 2 pages. So if you guys think just maybe a sentence or two somewhere that's just unnecessary, then you can just add that.
with the third paragraph, I don't know, maybe. Were you saying like on the third paragraph? Were you saying when you the first sentence about the customer service, and then you go to talk about the software?
Okay.
Like what were you? I'm trying to like should that first sentence be taken out since we were talking about the software
That's a,
and it's about customer
that's a good
service?
point. I didn't recognize that.
Well, couldn't we just combine those 2 paragraphs, like this, because they're both talking about skills, right? Like the customer service and the technical skills. So could we just make that 1 paragraph?
Do you think it would be like too long, or is that okay with everyone? Like,
well, I mean, just like,
What do you consider a short paragraph?
well, I think these are short paragraphs.
Yeah, just kind of making it a little
like
more easy to read, not like such a lot of text together. So,
yeah, so I think in your second paragraph, we could combine some of those sentences. Like in mine, for example, I just put like it all in one sentence and said like the more tenured employees seem to have customer service skills but lack the ability to use the newer technology, whereas newly hired employees are more skilled with technology and lack customer service. So like just combining those ideas instead of having like 4 different sentences.
We could probably actually just use your sentence.
Where's that at? Second paragraph? Yeah.
In mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the second sentence in the second paragraph.
It's stated in the report. Lauren.
So that's pretty much a combination of just like 2 of the sentences in my second paragraph. So does those need to be combined, or did you mean like this whole third paragraph is kind of unnecessary? Like I wasn't sure.
Okay, so the second paragraph is about like the technical skills, right? And then the third paragraph is about customer service skills.
Martez mentioned that it's not really going into the customer service. Like I mentioned how to train on the software. So I was thinking like maybe that whole like sentence is in this.
Yeah, I think we can just combine. Just have 1 paragraph.
Yeah, taking out that first sentence and just combining both of those paragraphs. Because yeah. I'll just take that out. So everyone understand what I just did? Just taking out that first sentence. Yeah.
And combine
Yeah, just took
paragraph
out
2
that
and
first
3.
sentence of the third paragraph and combine it 2 and 3.
Should it be as many sentences though? Like,
Yeah, is there something else I could take out?
I mean, I just think that we should maybe replace, like I think there's 3 sentences about their skills, like the tenured employees seem to not have the technical skills, like the start of that, and maybe turn it into 1 sentence or 2 instead of 3 or 4, however many it is.
Okay.
Did you say that when you added the first paragraph that it made it 3 pages?
Well, I just took out that sentence and combined the 2 paragraphs, and now it's back to 2 pages.
Okay.
But I understand.
but I'm still thinking that okay, so your first sentence in the second paragraph is really good, but I think if we take the as stated in the report from Kinsley's and put that there, that'll take away some of the sentences, because it's basically saying like that sentence in Kinsley's is basically saying that, you know, it's talking about both customer service and technology skills instead of like talking about them each separately.
So I can get rid of the tenured employees, that sentence, however, and then your newly hired employees, those 3 sentences, and then just take that 1 sentence from Kinsley's and replace those 3.
Yeah, and then let's just see how it sounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
And then I'm thinking, with the investment in new software, should that be part of when we talk about the recommendation instead of the problem?
Hold on, give me a second.
Is it okay?
Okay, go ahead. What you were saying?
Should since we're talking about the new training software, should that be part of when we start talking about the recommendations?
Yeah.
Well, I think she's just mentioning that they got new software.
Proposing any solutions at that point. I was just like kind of stating that you do have new software and that you haven't really been trained on it. I don't think I was like recommending anything at that point. So you want me to read back the new paragraph?
Yes, please.
Okay. Another issue Misha Enterprises is facing is the skill disparities between your tenured employees and your newly hired employees. As stated in the report, the more tenured employees seem to have customer service skills but lack the ability to use the newer technology, whereas newly hired employees are more skilled with the technology and lack customer service skills. Misha Enterprises has invested, and then continue on with that paragraph.
Okay.
I mean, I think it sounds good. What do you guys think?
It's good.
Okay. Do you guys think that there should be anything in there regarding like did we mention, hold on. Oh, never mind, go ahead. So you move to the next paragraph about the divide in tenure and newly hired divisions. If everyone was okay with the former paragraph.
I think it looks good.
What about you, Martez? Kind of quiet now.
Okay. So I'm just reading, trying to like put stuff together.
So yeah, in the next paragraph, there's also a great divide in your tenured and newly hired divisions. What about that one? Suggestions?
As it is.
Martez, Laura, what about you guys?
Yeah.
Kinsley? Okay.
I think it's good. I think that one's good.
Okay. Next paragraph. You also mentioned that your company's growth has dropped 2%. What about that one?
I mean, I think that one's good too.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
But if the growth rate has dropped to 2%, is he really that effective?
I only said that because they, like, in the, like, let me pull it up. In the, like, case, they were mentioning, whoever wrote it, I guess she wrote it, about all the things that he was skilled at. So I was kind of, like, trying to be positive and saying that he did have something going for him, but maybe he wasn't doing his best. Like, yeah.
A little bit of, okay.
Does anyone, because I was kind of iffy about this, like the sentence that I put before I started recommending, because I was kind of like trying to put something that kind of separated so I was going into the recommendations, but I wasn't sure like if that was even necessary or.
I don't know if I like the word devise. Maybe say like propose or something.
Okay, let's look at some synonyms. I have planned, invented, developed, created, formulated. What about any of those words? I have developed several recommendations. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
I have developed several recommendations.
Or we can say I'm proposing several. Like.
And also, if I'm going to say that there, should I still have that last line in the introduction that says, I would like to propose some solutions? Like, is that redundant or redundant? Should I take the first one out?
After reviewing the facts of your case, here are the solutions that I propose or something like that. What do you think?
I'm not too picky about like how the sentence is structured. I was just saying like as far as repeating the same thing from the introduction, like should I just take out that last sentence in the introduction because I'm saying that the recommendations don't really come until after I've stated all of the problems. So
I mean, I think developed is good too, or like it doesn't necessarily. Honestly,
I'm just saying, do you guys like see what I was saying about like not stating my solutions until I got to this point? Because that's when I did say the recommendation. So, I mean.
So now I'm kind of thinking like, should we put the solutions at the end of the paragraph?
Oh, girl, that's way too much work. We literally would just like switch everything around.
How do we transition?
What? I mean, I think we could just like take out that last sentence of the introduction. Hold off saying that until we get to after reviewing the facts of your case.
Well, then you're not really forecasting what you're gonna be doing in the whole paper. I think the sentence that we have there is fine. I think that's good.
Let's just continue so we get stuck. Okay. Second, first, I find it best to drop the professional degree requirement. What do you guys feel about that one? Because we all kind of mentioned this as far as the degree and promoting within. So is there anything you would like to change about the structure? Because we all kind of said the same thing as far as that.
Or did anyone put something that just stood out? Or
I think that kind of summarizes what we all put.
You guys agree? Everyone else?
Yeah, but I like that one. And someone, I can't remember, I don't know who it was. Someone said something about like interviewing the candidate. Like, so should we add that?
Oh, I think that was me, wasn't it?
Okay, let's see. Okay, yep, it was Kenzie. She says, when doing this, though, it would still be important to take applicants who are interested in the position and take them through the proper interview process to ensure they are right for the job. So you want to add something like that as far as interviewing?
But I think I meant by saying, like, make sure they're interested in the job instead of rather just taking, like, the most tenured person, because they could have worked there for 20 years and not want to be a manager.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So what do you guys think? Is that something we should add about the interview process and what she was saying? Or do you guys think we should, I don't know. Because again, I don't want to I would rather start taking stuff away before we start adding, because I don't want it to move past the third page. And we was going to the third page. If we added that whole part, we would go to the third page. So I'm not against adding it, but I will make sure that we would take some other stuff away to not make it too long. Because right now we are right at the edge. We're at the second page. We're at the edge.
Oh,
we're at the edge of the
page.
second page. So it's kind of the same length of my original page. But we can write that down at least, and then make sure we have enough room to come back to it. Okay, what about the next paragraph about I recommend that extensive training for the software? Anybody? Feedback? Thoughts?
Sorry, I'm right.
Did you add that they need to be tested?
Yeah, that's in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good. I think it has everything it needs, and I think that's fine.
What do you mean by set clear goals? If they're doing the training, and they're gonna get tested, what clear goals do you think should be set or mean?
What I meant by that would just it has something to do with the testing, making sure that they pass a certain level.
You mean
so that
learning?
Know the information, no particular thing, so they can pass the test.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So that they would all be on the same point before they could move. It was tied into the testing part, to be honest. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So we're all good with that one?
Okay. When it comes to customer service issue with the newly hired employees,
I like that one.
Yeah, me too.
I think that one's good too.
And the next paragraph.
Will surveys alone help customer service? Well, maybe if you're giving the benefits, but you have to trust that the people who are taking the surveys are being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I write down from that I liked from Martez's that like he put something about like recording the calls and making sure they're being reviewed so that whatever like people are being held accountable and stuff.
So do you guys want to add that in there about recording the recording of the phone calls?
Or so
Yeah.
if it's too long, maybe we should pick. Like we should pick. Do we want to say the customer surveys or do we want to do recording the calls? Like which one would we rather talk about?
I think if we were going to add that, then
I think we should do one or the other. We shouldn't add it since because of the length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fine with just the surveys.
And I like how I think a few people talked about this providing a script so they can read.
I feel like recording the calls would be like a lot of extra work because they have to listen to like all those. Whereas like you could just look at like reviews, if it's like 5 stars or whatever, it's just kind of like a quick look.
Have you ever did a review that you didn't really care about? You just hit 5.
Yeah, but sometimes people like would write like something, you know, they really like got moved, or if it was like really bad.
It was bad. Like it would be no reason to either be honest or lie about it because they're not receiving anything at all. So if they didn't want to do it, then they didn't have to do it. Like,
but you didn't say how it was good or how it was bad. Like, is your experience good or was it bad? So if you have a bad experience, like how exact, like what part of, cause like how bad was it? Or like what contribute?
Yeah, I think that would just depend on the survey. Like, it doesn't have to be simple. Like, this is 5 stars, and then in like, I don't know if you ever had like a survey after you've done like customer service with like Verizon or something, and they say stay on the line, and it could be like several questions that they ask about your experience that could really help them. So I think it just depends.
I had 2 questions earlier. It was just like, how likely would you recommend this? And, was your experience good? Yes, 1 to 10. I just don't think that would give accurate information.
So what was your suggestion? Was it the recording? Was it the recording? Like, what did you want to add?
Yeah, I the recording and having like the script.
Yeah, I think Michael mentioned the script. Was it him? And then someone else, and then Martez mentioned recording calls. So I don't think we should have both of them for sure. But if we feel that recording the calls would be more helpful in some way, then we should do that one. But I would say,
I mean, if everyone except for me thinks that the surveys are going to work, it doesn't make sense to change it.
I personally think it's just okay. Like, I think it's fine the way it is, but I think everyone else is pretty much okay with it too. So, yeah. Okay. I guess we could just move on to the recommendation for the rapport between the employees. Is there anything that you guys thought was left out or too much that we can change?
I had mentioned in mine like something about loss of morale and like how not having relationships with each other how it like affects the whole workforce, I guess. Maybe just saying like why it's a bad thing that they don't have relationships with each other.
Yeah.
Should that be
If we
part
was
of
on
like the
that part, I think
problem?
that would be more of like discussing the problem at the previous.
Oh, okay.
So did you guys
Mhm.
like that part and want to add that, or everyone?
I don't care. I mean, I think it's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm okay with that.
However,
I'm just saying, like, what everyone wants.
I like how you added the paid volunteer work. So it's like, you know, you get paid, but it's volunteering, so it makes people want to go more.
The last two paragraphs are just recommending that she, spends more time at the office and wrapping it up. What do you guys feel about those?
You can probably combine them.
I think they should be combined because, yeah, one is just another recommendation and the final one is just the conclusion. So that's why they were like separate, even though they're like really short.
Did you want to add like some of my conclusion?
And then we didn't talk about the growth rate.
Yeah,
and that's the problem that was
Did
listed.
anyone like specifically come up with the conclusion for that one? About, because I mentioned we discussed it at the beginning, but I wasn't sure if anyone on their paper had like an actual recommendation for growth, other than that she should like spend more time in the office because under her it was at a 10%, which is kind of.
I was saying that she should spend more time in the office, and if she's gonna have Chauncey there, she should train him to be like to do the things that she does when she's not there and when she's there, so the company can grow better overall. But if she's not there, if he doesn't know the things that she does or do it the way that she does, that's why the company
My only issue with that is that in the paper they kind of really built Chauncey up, and they talked about his 10 years of experience and all of the things that he was really good at. So I didn't know, like, that was my issue with the whole case, was how they built Chauncey up, but then they at the end they were just like under his leadership is only 2%. So it's like, does he? They saying how great he is,
right?
But they're saying that the company is suffering under his leadership. So I wasn't sure, like, how do you train someone who's been there for decades and apparently y'all love him and say great things about him, but like, yeah, that's the one issue that I was like, what do we do about that?
So do you think we should just take that paragraph out with the problems because we don't really have a solution?
I think yeah, that is the only solution that we came up with. I don't think we should like at all means like take it out, because we are saying that she should spend more time in office, and that is kind of a recommendation that we all kind of had. So I don't think we should take it out, but I'm not sure what else could be added to it. That's the issue.
I don't think there is anything we can add to it. But did you mention at the beginning of the paper, the 10% and 2%? So, okay, so the last, we can call a paragraph that says, lastly, I recommend you spend more time at Misha. Maybe we should put that in the beginning when you mentioned the 10%
I think it's
and
down there
2%.
just because it's another recommendation and it kind of flows with the rest of the recommendations. Yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest this thing right there. Would you suggest that, because some parts it says like state evidence, so would you think you maybe add that the company, hold on, no, you think you already, nope, you already put that. I was about to say maybe reiterate the fact that the company is more successful when you are there, so that's why I recommend that. But
maybe just one line.
Maybe just adding like, as evidence has shown, the company has been more successful with you.
With your presence or something, yeah.
Yeah.
When you were present or something like that.
I just put as evidence has after the last sentence I put as evidence has shown your company is more profitable under your management. Yeah. Anybody got another suggestion on that sentence?
No, I think that's
okay.
That sounds good.
Good.
And what else did anybody have to say? I think Mikey was saying something about the last part.
Oh, about like in my paper I put like they will immediately take effect. They will immediately take effect and impact your business immensely. It'll improve your employee retention and overall health of your business.
Solution. It's like his last part too.
I guess just kind of like a boast of confidence that like you believe your solutions will work.
So should we just like delete your last sentence and add his last paragraph?
It will improve your employee.
Should we say they will immediately take effect, like, or because we're just suggesting?
You don't have to necessarily say that, but
yeah,
like, because like I guess in reality they wouldn't like immediately take effect.
Yeah, they like have to think about it.
Should we put something about how, like, in my conclusion, I put like how it'll also improve the customer's experience and stuff if we.
What did you say that in the last part of yours?
Yeah, and the conclusion.
So, like, what about Michael's first sentence?
I really liked Kinsley's final part the best. That's what I'm saying.
I was thinking, like, Michael, I have provided you with multiple solutions to your issues. Improving and then go to Kinsley's, or just saying something like using.
We can just combine them because. Go ahead.
Taking these, or something like if you do these, if you act on these recommendations, it will benefit the whole staff, and in turn,
you guys are gonna give me
something
like 4
that.
sentences here because you're just saying like something like this. It's like I need like
Well,
4 sentences.
I think you should combine the Michaels and Kinsley. You can say it will improve your employee retention rate, like that sentence, and plus you can add the customer service experience.
Yeah, I think that.
Kinsley.
Okay. So did you want to like, let's see, I have Kinsley's first sentence, like the very first sentence in the final paragraph. The solutions I stated above could be simple fixes, but will have a huge impact on your business overall. I then put it will improve your employee retention rate. Let's see, it will improve your employee retention rate and will give your customers a more positive experience and overall health of your business. Is there a way that we can like change will give your customers a positive experience and just kind of like shorten that part to add to Michael's second sentence? So we can just like combine that into like one sentence. So it will improve your employee retention rate, then add the part about the customer service, the customer experience, then end it with the overall health of your business. Like having all 3 of those things in one sentence.
Or you could just say it will improve your employee retention rate and give your customers a more positive experience.
Yeah, I mean that I feel like that just combines it all, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just combine them in one sentence. So.
Okay, give me a second.
Or should we say they will instead of it will? The recommendations.
Eyebrows.
They will improve your employee. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, for the first 2 sentences I have, the solutions I stated above could be simple fixes, but will have a positive, hold on, let me. The solutions I stated above could be simple fixes, but will have a positive impact on the overall health of your business. It will improve your employee retention rate and give your customers a more positive experience. And then,
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
and we should like the last
Working.
sentence.
you can put my last sentence. I don't know which one. Oh yeah, or whatever you guys like.
I think it's good. If anyone else wants to add some more stuff.
I mean, I think we should just add the last sentence of like.
What did you say?
look forward to working with you. Just like add like the last sentence whatever about like we look forward to working with you and end it.
Do you guys want me to like shoot y'all this the final draft really quick so I can look at it and approve it?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm just about to send y'all
What are
the
you doing?
final part in email and hope everybody's okay with it.
Okay. I mean, I trust you.
Yeah, we all need it anyways, though, because we all have to submit it, so I'm sure it's fine now.
So do we all have to post a video this week?
All right.
No, I think just one person.
Yeah, just
One person has to
I
post the
just
video.
sent
whatever
everyone
one
the
has to.
final.
where do
Name at the top.
Oh crap! I forgot about all that.
We put a name at the top above the
Yeah,
Yeah, how do we
That's
like?
what I was-
That's what I want to know. How do we like sincerely? Who like sincerely? All five
Put
of our
our
names? Like what? How do we like put that part?
group
Did
2.
you say that? Like let me see.
Really group.
And like the instructions on how to.
No.
Well, if we put
We're gonna do
all
like
well,
she
we
did
need to
say
put
put
all
a
of our
group,
names, but
like a
that
cover sheet on there. Well, all of our
change
names are going to be on there. So
Oh yeah, we can do that. I forgot about the cover sheet.
yeah, we need to change all the
we have
I's
to-
in the paper.
Damn, I didn't think about
so
that part. We have to put we.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's supposed to be
Oh,
from
okay.
all of us.
Yeah, just unit. Yeah, group. What group are we? 2.
Okay, so change. Take my name off. So what should be at the end? Sincerely, like what? Group 2 or group like maybe we should come up with like a team name or something. I don't know. Something. Sincerely.
Oh.
Just put like group
Okay.
2 consulting.
Sincerely.
Okay, so I think just that needs to be changed. We need the cover letter, and then the I's need to be changed to we. And I think other than that, it's all good.
Changing we. Okay, someone like start working on like the cover page, so I have it.
Yeah, I can do it. Is it just supposed to be our names?
Let me see.
Or am I supposed to put like a title? Because it does just say put a cover page on
The
the
document.
document that lists each participating team member's
I
name.
mean, you could just put like the name of the case that we did, and then our names.
Yeah.
And that's it. All right.
Do they have cover pages in the book?
I wish I was reading the book as I was supposed to, because our midterm is coming up. So, but I wouldn't know.
Should like the cover page include like everything, like a paper cover page, like with
I'm
the
gonna be all
university and
extra.
the professor?
She did just say put a cover page that lists each member's name.
Oh crap! But how are we supposed to combine the two to one thing if you're doing a cover page onto the actual document? Is there a way to do that?
I mean, we're probably just gonna have to do it ourselves.
So you'll send the cover
I'll
page
just send it to you guys, yeah, and then you
Okay.
can just add it to what Natasha sends us.
And then who wants to post to the group discussion board? Only one person. Do you want to do it, Natasha, since you have to post the video anyway, or?
Let me just make sure.
Oh, you have to go through the video and make sure it's working. I could post it. Is there a way you can go?
Okay, I just sent the cover page.
Okay.
Is there anything else besides those couple of things
Um,
that you're
I don't
fixing?
think so. I think, yeah, that's all I'm doing, changing the I's and my's to we and R, and I think we're good to go. So I'll post the video in the, well, first I'll send you guys the final draft in the video, and make sure everyone adds on the cover sheet before y'all post the team draft, and I'll post the team draft to our page as well. So I think that's it.
Okay.
All right, team.
We're good.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. You too.
All right, you guys have a good weekend.
Thank
See
you.
ya.
Bye.
Bye.